what's up, guys? Welcome back. Where last we left off, our party. What the fuck was that?
That was Dilbert praising God.
Ah, I see. Where last we left off, our party was still in the God's Forge, dealing with the aftermath of various different tensions that had arose within the party. Dilbert had an encounter with, presumably, their new deity.
Let's hope I wasn't deceived again.
You went to a separate forge that Maya had invited you into, and you created some claws. At the same time, Abelard had entered into a trance to discuss with his god some of the occurrences that have been happening within Maya's space, and some of the tensions with June that had arose from the seeming disregard for this being a holy or hallowed space. June, while unconscious, had an interesting encounter with a dark entity, let's say. You presumably received a message from your patron about what, you're not too sure, but it seemed to be certainly signaling something. We ended last time with June having reached a hand out to touch this great flayed beast that rose from a pit of seeming blood. All good?
All good.
Okay,
I
all
was just
good.
checking the mic thing and making sure I could see it.
And upon reaching a hand up, June was completely engulfed with the maw of this beast that bites down, and as you close your eyes again, you suddenly feel yourself back in your body, and you are back at the top of the chamber that had led down to the God's Forge itself. I will say, while all of that was happening, the rest of you guys, would you like to rejoin Abelard, June, and Nadria? Or is there something more that you wanted to do within the God's Forge itself?
Quickly, before June awakes, can I quickly chat with Nadria?
Sure.
No.
Okay.
Never mind.
Never mind then. Keep all these juicy things to myself about undead presences.
Okay, you get absolutely. If both of you are willing.
Yeah.
To chat.
I'll be like, I'll kind of point at the knife on June.
Mm-hmm.
That knife has an undead presence on it. I don't know what to do about that.
The fancy one?
The fancy one. The one that can be tracked when he stabs someone.
I don't know if you know that.
No, because we were all there when.
No, I think I talked privately to...
No, you talked privately afterwards, but during the thing he mentioned it, because I have it in my notes.
Okay.
I think you did, and then you said, is it something I should be worried about? And that part was private. No. But I think the tracking aspect of it was not.
It was revealed.
I'd have to go through.
I don't know, I write everything down, so.
I thought Wolfric told that to June in private.
Because I think I have it in my notes that it tracked, because it was revealed, and then June said it's a private affair now, and then went around back with Wolfric and discussed the further information about it. So generally it tracks.
I thought the whole thing was private as well, but who knows?
It does say out of character knowledge in my little.
Okay, never mind then. I'll just point towards the knife and be like, dead knife.
I don't know, I'd have to go through my notes. I didn't bring them with
Big
me.
note.
Did not think it was important, sorry.
Big
Cool.
note.
It's also recorded if you want to just go back and look.
This is true.
Yeah, it says out of character knowledge. The tracking bit is in the out of character.
Cool.
bit.
So only June knows.
Trust the notes. Alright, I'll just
Thank
point at
you.
the knife then.
Sure.
It has an undead presence on it.
Do you think we should take it off him? Or do you think you should just leave it there and just accept that it's an undead knife?
It is also desecrated, and another thing of note is during that whole encounter, is the best way to describe it.
Down there when you were yelling at everyone?
Apparently, it wasn't just my, there was apparently a dark presence.
You're not like blaming me for this.
No, Luron very specifically said it wasn't Chiva and described it as miserable. That's the quotation there. It was described as a miserable thing. I don't know what that means.
Sure it wasn't you.
You are unconscious. Shut the fuck up before I put you to 3 failed death saves.
Good bitch.
Well,
Diblet.
yeah. I don't
Heal me,
personally have any.
Just more someone else knows.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know what to do about a dark and mysterious presence within the
I
home.
wouldn't know what to do about a dark and mysterious presence either. I never had any issues with those things.
Just nodding. Yes.
I mean, it's all according to you about the dark and mysterious stuff. Like, that's just your opinion on
To
it.
be fair, not miserable though. Quite jovial.
Exactly. So yeah,
Still dark and mysterious though.
according to you.
That place where he is very dark. Very mysterious. I've been there. You cannot hide it from me.
You've been?
Yeah, remember? He abducted my brain.
Oh yeah, you did that to me too. Like, that was fine.
Andre, in your mind, you hear, well, I wouldn't say abducted. Kind of a harsh word.
Maybe abducted is a little bit harsh. That's a lot. Like, didn't he just, like, kind of, like, join in on the conversation?
I guess intercepted maybe?
See, that's not abducting. Abducting is like, you hold a book and then you go into, like, this kind of karma thing, into this random god dream.
That seems personal.
What's so scary? Anyway, the knife.
What?
Are you gonna do anything about it, or are you just telling me just so that I
I-
get to know as well? So.
Yeah, in case you know some zombie thing bursts out with tentacles and starts trying to kill us, we know.
At least
it's
I'll know it's from the knife.
Yeah.
Okay. Good thing that I'll know where it's from. You know, that'll be the main issue when the zombie thing comes out to kill us. So that's
I mean,
awesome.
reduction of surprise, I guess. Tentacles coming out of knife. Ooh. Guess we know it's in advance. Maybe I don't know what's going on with that knife. It scares me.
What the fuck?
Is it fine? Okay.
Abelard's having a stroke.
Abelard hit first name basis and died.
May I roll a constitution check to wake up?
No.
I want to cut the conversation short.
I appreciate that, but no.
Cool.
We can wrap it up with divine okay.
Like, what the fuck?
I'll say it's a relatively quick conversation, so that's probably as much as you'd get out. June, you find yourself coming to consciousness. You feel like you ache faintly where you felt those dagger-like teeth kind of push into your torso.
Ow. Morning. What's up?
You're awake now.
Yep. And
So awkward.
how are you?
You know, it would have been better if people weren't yelling down there.
I agree.
Abelard is
Yeah, no.
not speaking.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like.
This guy, am I right? So,
Do you feel like bad at all, or you just,
about which bit?
you know?
I picked up a hammer. An unspecified hammer that
I mean, it was kind of specified. It was on like a podium by itself. On
Designed for your dumbest entertainment. I can't even speak properly. Designed for your, what is it? Dumbest...
Audience?
Yeah, like audience. Thanks, Dilbert.
Mental Dilbert.
And then like when you would.
Typically, when a god
Oh.
throws you off a pillar, especially it seems that is great, and typically going on further to insult the god of fury, I remind you, typically isn't advisable.
Are we speaking again?
No, I think he's just speaking to the air and hoping that you'll hear it.
That's fair enough. Well,
You heard it, so.
do you want to go somewhere?
I'll say at this point.
This is so awkward.
I'll say at this point, the rest of you are making your way up towards them, I assume.
I would have told all of them about my encounter with Yugurisa, and I'm like, so you had your thing with with your god, and I had a divine entity come out and kick my ass. It was kind of rad.
No, it's been a big day all round.
It's been a
fucking
fucking crazy day, isn't it?
God came down and broke my ribs.
Hey, Val, hey, now you know what that means.
What does that mean?
Maybe there's a robot god. Maybe there's a god of bones. Who knows? Maybe we'll all get blessed.
Maybe. Can robots even be blessed?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
They
it's
don't
like
have a soul.
it's like
Bad take, Gilbert.
That
Gilbert's
is in the
apparently canonically a racist. According to the wiki page.
At this point, if both of your characters are being labelled racist,
I don't know. There's
Questionable.
there's something happened. Lost
Who
in
knows?
translation. I don't
Love
know.
that movie.
yeah, me too.
No, I mean, Gilbert doesn't take back his comment.
Are you all
Sure.
with us, by the way? Can we partake?
I think we're like going up the
Yeah,
lift
You are
going up.
ascending them.
as
yeah.
as we're saying all this.
Sorry,
shit.
what did you say again? Remind me.
I just said.
Maybe
be
there's
blessed.
a
Can robots
robot
even
god,
have-
and maybe there's
A
a
bone god.
bone god.
And
And
then
then you
I
s-
said,
yeah.
can
Yeah.
robots even have a
Have a
god
god,
or
yeah.
something?
Of course he can. He's alive just like the rest of us.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Gilbert doesn't understand Arkanoids.
Neither, but I
Gilbert's
assume.
dumb as fuck.
Neither, but Makruka just assumes that A9's just like a person like everybody else.
Would
Just metal.
Gilbert know that Arkanoids have like
Souls.
a soul?
I think it's been said
It
several
has been
times.
said.
Very
Yes.
sentient.
Hey, no, it's being programmed.
I know it's in programming. That's all.
Not just some apple picking automata. Like, I can think.
And therefore I am.
Thank you.
So Gilbert really is a racist.
Gilbert's kind of lost for words. Like,
Is that really surprising?
Gilbert's brain stopped working.
A long time
He
ago.
used Thorn Forge.
I think I don't think he means it. I think
Gilbert starts twitching like a fucking broken robot.
he's had a big day. I think we've all had a big day.
That seems vaguely.
Rude.
Yeah.
Robotist.
Starts doing the robot.
Is it too late to kill Dilbert?
None of this is meant in a harmful way.
Sure.
Except for when it is.
It depends how A9 takes it.
Yeah,
true.
that's. I've heard a lot of people say that.
And then I'll just go up to A9 and be like, so with the class, I was thinking, and I'll just like be rambling ideas to be like,
A9's gonna want to help.
I'll just be like rambling ideas of like, because like this whole like of Dilbert making the claws has really got like the creative like juices flowing through Kruger, and being a fellow like crafter. Like Kruger's just like, what if we did this, and what if we could do that, and then I'll just re-ramble.
I mean, they're all wonderful ideas, but I think there are some other things we need to teach Dilbert first.
yeah,
Like manners.
facts.
Not being a racist.
and the facts about Arkanoids.
if we once we get the basics down, then we can maybe help him like hone his craft, and then we can make like a super badass weapon. And then we could I don't know, and we can make more, and then we could sell it and produce it. I don't know. I'm just spitballing now.
Are robots born?
The fuck, dude?
A9 suddenly feels a lot less angry and more
Quizzical?
Disappointed.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Did you grow up?
No, not.
So you're always been that tall.
I mean, honestly, I'm not entirely sure.
That's totally fair.
my memory of the
Neither
past
am
is quite hazy. I'm not, and I haven't really met a whole lot of other Arkanoids to ask. But my understanding is that we're just built and enchanted, and there we are. Not much growing, at least not physically.
Do bit satisfied with that answer for now.
Do you think we can make a weapon out of bones? Like if Val like finds a really cool bone, we can put that on the weapon too. And then Kurgas, that's all Kurgas is talking about. The whole lift up.
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys begin to ascend the lift again and eventually find yourself in the same space as Abelard, June, Nardria now.
Can I just
Sort of awkward
Yeah.
between us three.
It's like a you know.
It's
like
very
a
tense, awkward silence.
Yeah.
June,
looks
thank God
fine.
you're okay. Maybe not thank God. Thank goodness you're okay.
I can handle that. Thank goodness. How are you guys?
I mean, I saw Dilbert phase through a wall. That was exciting.
Yeah,
That's
it was
a good
cool. I made these.
Wow.
Hands?
No, on the hands.
Let me get out my reading glasses.
They're really small. I put them really up close to your face, like a child trying to show you.
That's so great, buddy. We'll put these on the
Like
fridge.
you know how children like when they're trying to show you something, they go like right up in your face, and you like go like whoa. I do that with these really really sharp.
I don't flinch back. I'm ready.
I'm ready to catch these hands.
You guys are heading where?
I think we're just standing still right now.
I think I feel like
Did we want to go?
we decided to go to the.
Back to the inner works,
Yeah.
but we didn't make a full decision on which place in the inner works we wanted to go to.
Do you want to go Cat's place first?
The cat's place.
The cats. Yeah, because there's
Like-
maybe a
The
way
cat's
to.
corner is on the same side as the under archives, right?
That sounds
really
familiar. Have we been there before?
No,
Like
I don't think
when
so.
Yes and no.
Like
It's almost
say it's like left.
The under archive is kind of in the middle at the back.
Okay.
So technically the inner works, the Cat's Corner and Resonance are closer because if you imagine them Cat's Corner, Resonance, the under archive is kind of at the back at the central point. And then this would be obviously your medial coinery, which is your exchange building. And that's in the proper center of the inner works.
Well, we need to go to the cat's corner, maybe to get some more stuff. But also, you had maybe we could possibly get info for finding your friend. Or
Yes,
your-
from
Oh,
Resonance.
the creepy music shop again.
Was it
The
Edible?
guy.
The creepy music shop.
Creepy?
The guy was.
What the
kinda-
hell
Is that
dare
it?
you?
What do you mean? They weren't that bad. I mean, we were in a rush, but they seem nice.
They very
Why,
weird.
how dare
I'm glad you.
Did we end up getting a violin?
Why does no one else?
I
it's
think we
fine to be
did.
weird.
Someone got a violin, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a violin.
That
you
wasn't-
actually
that wasn't-
profited off the guy that you.
That wasn't at the cat's corner though.
Yeah, how dare you
Yeah.
call him creepy?
I can buy stuff from people and then leave and be like, oh, they were kind of weird.
They were weird. I grant you that, but creepy. That's harsh.
Also,
Yeah.
What, the weird music guy?
Thank you, the weird music
Oh,
guy.
He was
my
creepy.
bad. Oh,
Okay,
I thought he was cool.
I'm not saying
Except
he
cool.
wasn't cool, but he
I
was
never-
creepy and weird.
Being
Oh,
creepy
yeah.
is not a bad thing.
Creepy
I knew
is
some
not a crime.
creepy people back home.
what was his name?
I'd say we're on the way to the inner works.
I don't remember.
The whole guy.
The
Because they're not.
Greg, George, Steve. I can't remember. It's one of those ones.
Yeah, like whole Greg or something.
yeah, whole Greg. I'm pretty sure it's
Not just a part of Greg.
the whole Greg.
Greg.
I think
Whole
it's
Greg
changed
right
like
now.
3 times.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You remember whole Greg?
The like.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
The eternal Kobo.
Sorry, was Mark here for this?
No.
Do you mind if we enlighten Mark quickly about
Go.
whole Greg?
no, please. I'm sure you'll
What
do
is
it
whole
anyway.
Greg?
So
Different
back.
character.
true.
Yeah, ask me because we're talking about it right now.
It's creepy.
Ask
Oh,
me
like, sorry,
character.
yeah,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
so
Go, go.
What is Whole Greg? Who is this?
Well, okay. Back home, we had a mess hall, a food hall where we all ate, but it was more so just a big mountain of food.
Oh, this bit's good.
And and occasionally someone would go missing, and we wouldn't really know where. But eventually someone found out that if you went too close to the mound of food, you'd get pulled in. And we just started calling it Greg. We don't know what it is.
Wait, is it Greg that went? Wait, so Greg went missing?
No.
Wasn't there a Greg that went missing?
Holly was so
Maybe.
glad that she forgot
I
that
don't, I'm not
information.
sure.
Unimportant.
I don't want to
It's not
make it
important to this
canon.
story.
I don't want to make it canon. You
don't have to.
A bunch of idiots. It must be Greg.
If anyone's seen, not Flight of the Conchords.
If you want, this can all be retconned.
it
Oh,
reminds
it's
me-
too late now.
Yeah!
Gregory is forever here.
There's
Okay.
an episode of
Late
The Mighty
now.
Boosh that's old Greg. It's old Greg, and he's like this fish that kidnaps you and like tries to romance you. That's what I think of old Greg.
Goodbye. It's my time to
So
leave.
yeah, that's basically it. Anyways, Cat's Corner. Weird creepy guy.
Question.
Just like Greg.
Question.
Just like Greg.
A9.
Yes.
You still have the chew in your bag?
Don't, why are you saying it out loud?
I don't know. I'm just saying chew.
It's just a.
Is there
just a
anyone
tube.
around?
Dildo.
Roll a perception check.
The dildo.
Stop.
15.
15? What is wrong with you guys? Fuck's sake. 15, there's no one around.
Okay, great.
Thankfully, you guys are in a chamber by yourself.
Okay, cool.
Can we codename it?
We're calling it the tube. We're not calling it that.
Is this another thing I'm not aware of?
Yeah.
Yes.
The ZT.
Whoa, cool, man.
I don't think that's.
Dilbert says that
Dilbert's-
really confidently.
Yeah, you were just fun.
It's
We
so
can
it's a.
explain in the elevator as we're going up.
Why don't we just
I will
go?
start writing
why don't
wiki.
we
Oh, wait, are we already at the...
We can explain as we're ascending.
Yeah, we can start making our way up.
Mark, did you have a question?
Hey, character, are we already at the top of the elevator?
So, you are at the top of the elevator, but
We're going
The other one from the
Two.
vats.
Up again.
I'm going up from the vats to the...
Yep.
Yeah, to
yep.
the
Yep.
main, and then we're gonna go to the inner works from there. But yeah,
you guys are going up to the inner works?
Yes.
but like, A9, if you could just check it to see if it's like still not doing anything weird.
I'll take it out of my bag, unwrap it from the.
It's in your bag of holding.
I will say that as you take it out, it doesn't appear to be whirring and clicking like it was before. It appears to be relatively still. The double helix kind of just gently rotating, but doesn't seem to be active.
It was whirling and clicking all
In
the way back.
the
Yeah.
temple vault.
Hmm.
Around the-
Yeah, it's not going back there. It's
Yeah,
staying in there.
that's why we
I
left.
feel like we should do something with that sooner rather than later, because worst comes to worst, if someone finds your bag or steals it and takes it.
That's why we wanted to also find Zola.
But aren't they? But like they're not here. They're in.
For shit.
They're in somewhere in the kingdom of Acheron.
Well, we didn't know that until like a day ago. or so.
Like no, like a few. It was like 5 days ago.
5 days ago.
Is it in the bag of holding?
Yes.
We have it, yeah.
We
Yes,
do.
8-9 has a bag of
I
holding.
trust us most with it.
Who else is gonna have it?
Oh yeah.
We've got a dude who could be anyone.
I
so-
mean,
Yeah.
good.
At least we all know that all of us are real.
Awkward silence.
The headpan.
But like, do we? I'm just thinking. Do we give it to the Do we give it to the Legion, or do we find someone a bit more trustworthy?
Absolutely not.
Because I kind of don't wanna.
That's like the worst.
We
person.
all
That's what I'm saying.
hate the Legion
Yeah.
equally.
Mate, hey, no one more than me, right?
Really?
I'm just saying.
What about that Wolfric dude?
You want to give the troop to Wolf?
He-
Are we trying to?
No,
No, he hates the Legion
he hates
more
the
than
Legion.
Kruger.
I didn't really talk to Wolfric.
You missed out. He was cool.
He wanted to kill people
I not just wanted to. He actively participated in.
previously.
He's my kind of guy.
Can I roll inside check to see if they're telling the truth?
yeah, sure.
Cool. Because I wasn't present for any of that. That's fine.
Why do you need roll it inside?
Because I just like, oh, it's cool. 16.
Are you rolling to?
Like, well,
deceive yourself?
Wolfric, from the little interaction that you'd had with Wolfric, he seemed eccentric, and he seemed like he knew what he was doing with weapons.
Okay.
You gather that it might be possible that he's killed people. You don't know that he's a mass murderer, so to speak, but he has definitely sold weapons to people.
Okay.
What they do with it, you know.
Maybe let's not give that to them because they might give it to someone else.
So just like a quick group of questions like that. So, the Zushtar tube opens a breach between planes, right?
Yes.
Which is similar to like a rift that we would have, or that will be on Lorothia.
Yeah.
All right. Knowing this, and I assume there'll be experts on rifts and stuff within Lorothia. Or like people who like know
probably.
about.
There are definitely people that study it.
That's a good shout.
I'm like, I mean, if we are looking for people we trust, I have a friend in Lorothia, if we can get there, who is an expert.
Oh yeah, just if we can get there, yeah.
Yo.
He is an expert on planar rifts. He is an expert tracker on them, and I'm sure he would have some useful advice. I trust him with my life.
That
He is
sounds
like a brother
great,
to me.
but like, how do we get there?
The teleportation?
Oh, just a circle that'll take us to the dream
I
plane.
don't think that will work. I have a theory, but I would need some more practice before I could do it.
Can't we just... Was I present? I wasn't present for the discussion of where the teleportation circle is, was I? I don't think it was. I'm gonna
no,
say...
I think you were, because it was at the end of the
end?
discussion,
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay, cool.
Wolfric said that to get more information about where the teleportation circle is, you need to go through the Pharaoh cage.
Okay, cool. So, okay, because we would all kind of reasonably know that like Lorothia is like, sort of like the neutral, the neutral territory.
Lorothia is a different plane.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm thinking of Lundosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do we get into Lorothia?
I mean, I have a way of at least sending a message to ask for advice, but it is limited. But I can theoretically get the message to him.
What about like, I know it's kind of under siege, but what about Lundosa? Because
it wouldn't shock me if there was some method of transporting or communicating from Luron City here to his plane.
But not only that, they're sort of like the neutral party of all of this. Like they're not far. They're not far Oprussian. They're not far Acheron. So maybe they.
Luron does preach impartiality when it comes to things.
I think okay.
I mean, possibly. I'm not an expert on your plane.
Well,
obviously,
I know we shouldn't give it to the Grimoisian Legion, and I don't know enough about the Litorosian Inquisition to trust them. So
I would like to go to the Under Archives, if possible, to do some research at least. I think it could be good for obviously this issue and some other ones. Just reading and stuff would be good. They also have a temple there which I would like to visit, just personally. But that's a thing. I can do that myself.
it works.
I
That's
think
where
so.
we're headed.
Let's go.
Aren't we like on the way there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now Kurgan's marching with us.
I assume you guys have been, throughout this conversation, heading up to the inner works. It's relatively easy to get back up there. You find yourselves on those massive wrought iron carriages that kind of just trundle gently up these cables. What was that?
I just whispered trundle to
I
myself.
know. I've noticed that sometimes I think
Ultron.
somebody's saying something at the table, so I stop, and then it's just you like repeating what I'm saying. Anyway, it trundles. Trundles up the cable. And it finds its dock in the inner works. I would say at this point you guys had a full night's rest. I'd say you got up pretty early, so it's probably maybe early afternoon again, based on all the time that you've spent in the vats, fighting, meeting with Wolfric. I'd say probably maybe 2 or 3, given the time that you guys also spent in the God's Forge. So when you make your way up to the inner works, there are still people about. It actually seems like you have relatively high passive perception, correct? 17?
Yeah.
I think, do you as well? I'm not sure. Somebody, I think has like a relatively high passive perception as
Mine's
well. I said,
17.
I got above 15.
I'd say you probably notice as well
I got
with
14.
a 14. Yeah. What have you got?
14.
As you guys enter this space, the same kind of curves and spirals of the inner works are kind of a sharp comparison to the jagged and kind of intimidating, almost harshness of the vats and a lot of the places that you'd seen down there. Most of the architecture was kind of spiked in different areas and seemed to be much more geometric. Here seems much more quaint, kind of gentle. It's like a peaceful place where lots of discussion is had, and you can in fact see, with everybody who's got 14 and 17, you can see that there are actually a lot of what appear to be students that are flooding the space. So a lot of them will have tomes tucked under their arms. Some of them are actually reading as they go, these kind of thick, heavy, leather-bound tomes. A lot of them are dressed in similar attire. It seems to be silvers and reds. And within the space itself, they all seem to kind of be flocking to different areas of the inner works. All kind of travelling in small little clusters. Different to the previous day when you'd been here, and even earlier in the morning. You gather that perhaps the students have been let out of wherever they were, or they're some other sort of expedition that they're on when they're here. Where would you guys like to go, though? To the Cat's Corner or to Resonance? The Under Archive?
What's more important?
Should have been me doing that, honestly.
I'm
We already have one furry.
I got
Make it
horns,
two.
which is like almost a cow furry.
A cow furry?
A cowrie?
Why did you? Why did you? Why did you immediately go to cow?
They got horns.
Okay,
No, that's fair.
sure.
Like, not really a rhino furry. Horns be in different spots.
Can a rhino be a furry if it has no fur?
Be a
I
furry.
flabby skin.
Flabby.
A skinny.
I am gonna move past it.
Good
I'm
idea.
gonna.
Yes,
I'm gonna
anyway.
move past it. You guys are heading to.
So,
The Cat's Corner.
I'd say, if you're heading to the Cat's Corner, or anybody.
Is that
I will, like, I think that any place that has some dedication to a run would probably have some level of open at night.
Yeah.
It would make sense to me at least.
maybe we ask someone, see what time everything closes. I mean, it's early hours, so
Someone
we got
did
time.
tell us that the stuff in the inner works does close fairly early compared to.
Like 4 o'clock?
I don't remember.
Usually, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the place. Like, you guys have been here. You haven't been here late at night, but you've been here late enough that you can see that there are still some shops that are open. Ichabod gave you a card, and you can see that he stays open quite late. He closes at 8 or 9.
Okay, cool. There may be Cat's Corner, just being at
We
like
could
a general
do like
store.
a
We could, like,
triangle Cat's Corner under archive there.
Yeah.
Zigzag.
I dig in.
Yeah, we'll do that. Perfect. Cat's Corner first.
Triangle.
Cool. Okay. You guys make your way down the path that you'd been pointed towards by that guard at the medial coinery, and you make your way to what appears to be a quaint. It looks almost more like a house than a shop front. There are these rounded windows that kind of look almost like portholes from a ship that are kind of put on the front of this. It's strange because in this space most of the shops are most of the buildings that you've seen have been either stone or metal. This one appears to be this rustic kind of flagstone for support pillars on the outside, but the rest of it appears to be wood. And you can see that there's this faint glow of warm, inviting golden light that kind of stretches out towards you from these two rounded windows. The door itself It's a relatively rich kind of light oak, and it appears to see some decent use. And at the top you can see that there's a swinging rusted sign, only kind of rusted around the edges. It appears to be otherwise really well taken care of, but it seems old. This place seems to have the buildings around it are built around this one. There's kind of gap on either sides. Appears that people didn't want to kind of like crush their buildings and the kind of harsh architecture in towards this this kind of quaint cottage-looking building almost. The building itself is kind of up against a back wall, but it does look like you can walk around the entirety of it. The shingles on the roof appear to be a deep forest green, and there appears to be a slight slant to it, almost like a pitched roof. You can see that there's a chimney kind of gently puffing out smoke. What would you guys like to do?
Wow, we really didn't take in the grandeur. This place is like cool as.
DM will remember this.
Wait, we've been here before?
Were you not paying attention?
Hey, Jack. Fuck you.
I'm saying that as a joke
I know.
against.
I got you.
This is all the we were here earlier today, weren't we? Right?
Mhm.
It's all the same day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Goddamn. D&D in real life. Confusing.
I guess we're just in a rush to get that powder.
Yeah, we're sort of a rushed up. Let's go. Let's actually proper look at some stuff and get some information.
As you guys enter in through, the doorway is actually rounded as well. It's got that like a flat bottom, but the actual doorway itself is rounded. And as you step in, you can see that there is this kind of soft red, almost like a shag carpet that kind of greets you. It's the interior of this space is more homely than a lot of the places that you've been before, that you might have seen. Krugai very much reminds you of some of the places that you'd seen in Tuttle's, or that you'd frequented. This space around you is kind of lined with shelves and different display cases. You can see that there are rings, there are wands, different kinds of components that are shoved in jars along the side. There's powders and things of all different shades and colours. There are different kind of viscous liquids, some of them in like a shimmering silver, others in like a deep red, that kind of all line these walls. You can actually see that some of these jars appear to be kind of climbing down a small ladder on the shelf, and they appear to be enchanted, and they kind of make their way along a bench towards the hand of a figure that you can see is faced towards the back and appears to be focused, flicking through a tome, much larger than their size, and they kind of all line up. Some of them appear to be pouring each other into like different cups and different shapes of like bowls, mortars and pestles and things like that. At the center of this room you can see that there are these benches that kind of curve around in almost a similar shape to the door, with an entry point at one end, but a small little fire pit. You gather this is what was kind of puffing smoke out of the chimney, where people can sit and wait for either their enchantments or things like that, or sit and gather. Nobody else appears to be in this space, save for the figure that is kind of, you can see the side profile. They appear to be a young woman with kind of long flowing blonde hair, appears to be wearing almost like a sundress of some sort. The sleeves are it's a sleeveless dress, kind of a deep yellow colour.
When you say sleeveless dress, do you mean like there are one sleeves, or it's just sort of like a regular dress?
Just a regular dress, just
Okay.
sleeveless.
Hello.
Give me a second, I need a drink. Yeah, as you enter this space, you watch as the figure kind of stumbles slightly, holds the hands out, and kind of tries to realign all of the glass bottles and things that were kind of bumped as they looked over towards you in surprise. She looks very young. Appears to be a gnomish woman, and kind of looks towards you. Oh, well, hi there. How can I help? Your kind of heads down towards you. Welcome to Cat's Corner. My name's Clementine Cat Sprocket. How can I,
Sprocket? Is that...
Cat Sprocket?
Oh, Cat Sprocket, one word. Okay, lovely.
That's right.
Not from Sprocket?
From Sprockerot, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, my family, a little while ago, was from that area, but, well, my immediate family doesn't live there, of course. Well, we kind of go back frequently for different kinds of, I suppose, workshops and things like that.
Ah.
But we live here.
Okay. These are my friends. They want things. Guys?
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello.
I believe I saw y'all earlier.
Yeah, we are both
I
about.
came here for a pearl.
Yeah, sorry, we're in a bit of a rush.
Oh,
But-
that's okay. People come and go as they please.
But we wanted to stop by and kind of just like get a proper look and marvel. This place is really homely. Have you ever been to Tuttle's before? Or
Well, I haven't. My family have.
it's just similar architecture and design to a couple of places back at home. I
What
like
else do
it.
you know
It's a
about
homely
geography?
vibe.
What else do I know about geography?
We seem to have come in and asked it just geography quiz.
What did you say? Sorry.
It's just similar vibes to some homes and places back home. So it's just
Oh well, I think
I like the vibe. It's a nice
long
homely feel.
time ago, my family we were kind of spread all over the place, pretty big families, you know. In I think Tuttle's, but I wouldn't have been there myself. Sorry.
No, all good. No apologies. Just I like your shop. It's really I didn't appreciate it before. This is really nice.
Thank you. I'll let my folks know. I appreciate it. I'm just kind of, you know, running the place while they're away.
Hey, Nadria, do you have things you wanted to do? You were the one with things to do, right? Here.
No.
We were all here to ask about the
Fire giants.
Fire giants.
You
That's
say
true.
that?
Thanks, Nadria.
She winds her eyes, kind of leans in. You're hoping to go and fight fire giants?
We want to know more about them first.
Preferably not fight them.
Yeah.
I want to fight them.
That one's stupid. It's fine.
I also want to fight them.
Also stupid.
Questionable. Anywho,
I don't think it is.
I think you're questionable.
I'm only slightly stupider than she is.
Me?
Let's not have this. We're not gonna have this discussion here.
Fire
What
giants.
exactly
Yeah.
did?
Ain't
Well,
is the smartest among us.
That's facts.
Among us?
Fucking hate you.
I'm so sorry.
No,
back to your
'cause I
fucking
made, I made a face, and then James said it, and then we.
I saw it happen. I watched. I had just one piece in my life.
Too bad.
Not at this table.
A9
this
is
table.
the smartest among us.
Morgan, Brandon.
Dude, that's pretty sus.
Anyway.
Do you want to rephrase, Evelyn?
Look,
What
I'm-
exactly are you looking to know about fire giants? I mean, do you want to know about?
How
Their
does
weaknesses.
one? How does one
It
get?
depends the fire.
Yeah,
from
how
their
does one
hand.
get to fire without getting utterly creamed by them?
Whoa!
As well.
Whoa!
I think I read a book about that.
You read a book
Well,
about someone getting splattered against the ground by a beast?
I mean, technically.
Sorry.
Well, I wouldn't say that I've ever done it myself, but I have heard that sometimes you kind of have to strike a bit quick if you want the fire giant's hand to give you the flame. It's also kind of hard to transport the hand. If you're looking just for the fire, well, I have some. I'm sure I could enchant something for you if you're looking for it.
That'd be
You can
wonderful.
capture the fire.
Yeah, you just need to get the fire giant to
Give us
so
some
you
juice.
can yeah, kinda. I mean, it's more like you'd have to hold it up and get the fire giant specifically to hit the point of catchment, and then that's how you'd get the fire.
So, in a hypothetical scenario, that would be ideal. What if the fire giant does not like that and decides to try to murder us? Can we still take the fire if it's dead?
It'd be nice to avoid.
Exactly.
Well,
I don't want to. I don't want to
As
do
long
that.
as you kill the giant and you manage to get there quick enough, you probably could.
Okay. Well,
How long is quick enough, do you think?
About a minute.
Okay, well, that's plenty of time.
but again, we'd like to avoid.
I feel like it should be a last resort.
Well,
Thank you, Val.
Maybe like second to last.
If we cut off
Let's
a
make it
fire
last.
giant's hand, would it still produce the fire?
you'd have to cut it off when it's producing the fire.
That's possible.
So, but if you, I mean, it depends. If you needed just the fire itself, it doesn't have to be from the hand. Suppose you could, while they're sleeping, some of them have flames that kind of sprout from their head.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And
I mean,
the
they have little remains of
enchant-
fire hair.
Causing issues out of character.
Huh?
Didn't Wolfric say that the fire giants were causing
There's
issues?
There's tension between the fire giants
So
and the Pharaoh's
don't we
Age.
want them gone anyway?
Wolfric said they were causing issues, but Wolfric didn't
Only wants the
require us
fire.
to kill
To
them. They're
kill
not
them.
issues specifically for Wolfric.
Yeah.
Wolfric's just
Okay.
after.
Because
If
they-
you'd
yeah.
For the
if you'd
fairy
like to
cage.
know more about that, you can ask.
Yeah.
Add a character question.
Mhm.
Can giants talk?
Yes.
They speak. They speak
speak
giants. They speak
Giants?
giants.
Oh, okay. But something
They
not,
have
not
a
something
language.
we'd
I can speak
understand.
giant.
You can speak.
I can speak giant.
Is it like whale speak from Finding Nemo?
We're doing
And would I know that in character? Would I know in
Wednesday.
character that
We did this on
giants
Wednesday.
can speak and that giants speak?
I'd say probably.
What was that, sorry?
Would I know in character that
Yeah.
giants speak? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a language. It's just their language.
Oh, what's the
Uh,
words of what-
Like I'm sort of like a giant enthusiast, so I would prefer not to kill them. But I would.
That being said, we were told there were some issues with the fire giants.
Well, I suppose it depends on who you ask.
Or do you have any issues with the fire giants?
Me personally, I don't. But I know some of the higher ups in this place, the Pharaoh Cage, some of them do certainly have issues with the fire giants. It appears that.
Krugar, this is why we have to kill them.
No, the
like-
gut.
Official officials? Like
People
like
that could get us
Grimoire
to-
Legion officials?
Well, the Grimoire Legion. And she kind of pauses. Well, I probably shouldn't say that.
I mean, but you could.
Why has your accent changed?
My accent didn't change. It's just my voice.
Well,
Is there like a hand sign to be like, we're Grimoire Legion haters?
no, not necessarily. Are you trying to curse me?
I didn't put it in character, I'm sorry.
Fucking Naruto hand sign.
You're cursed with no bitches.
Well, some of the Pharaoh Cage seem to be a little bit concerned about their new mode of transport to run along. It appears that it's getting kind of close to fire giant territory, and well, there's some belief that the people of Runalorm who are mining these tracks are, I suppose, maybe stealing a valuable material of sorts, and as far as I know, the giants need that to survive, to trade with other civilizations and clans nearby, but well, I guess that's kind of up to you whether or not you think they need to be killed.
Would I have any inclination or idea what kind of resource she's talking about?
You can roll a history check.
Love to.
God. On one hand, I hate giants. On the other hand, I hate the institution.
And it's the
Dirty
institution's
20.
fault that the fire
Dirty
giants
20.
are bad.
You know that some fire giants trade in. There are some materials that are only activated by fire, and you only know that the giant word for it. You're not too sure what it's referred to otherwise as, but let me look it up for you. Let me see. It's somewhere in my notes. My apologies. I didn't think we'd ask specifically for that.
Hit you with that deep lore.
Yeah, you are. You know that the giant word for it is Isek.
How do you spell Isek?
I-S-E-K.
Isek.
Isek.
Called Isek. Giant.
Typically, it is only found in the deepest parts of mineral deposits, and it is very valuable because it is only activated for its arcane properties. When hit with fire from certain creatures. And typically it was used, there used to be an abundance of it, but it was used in some of the earlier ages of Cthulhu, preceding the procession of metal, to infuse with divine instruments, so weapons and things of gods. And the earlier civilizations that were kind of that existed at the time of planar titans.
So this is like old
stuff. Yeah.
That is like can't spell. Awesome. Thank you very much.
No worries.
I think as she mentions like the after a certain material, I'm like, Isek. I say in giant.
She widens her eyes, looks at you, seemingly surprised. Well, yeah, that's exactly what they're looking for. It's kind of a
Isek. And I'll relay that info. Like, yeah, it's like this old material that was used to like make super badass weapons infused with arcane and divine power, and it can only be properly activated with powerful fire from certain creatures.
They're usually thought to be arcane creatures.
Arcane creatures.
So, all creatures that. So things like dragons, for example.
Like dragon's fire, for example, is a perfect way to get this like material going. I don't know if there's a common word for it, but in giant it's Isek.
And I guess I'll pick up on that and say, well, so can you speak giant?
I speak a fluent sentence in giant.
What do you say?
Yes, I say yes, Val. I am very affluent and.
I am very affluent.
Not me as Connor. I'm very affluent and well versed in giant speech.
Was that a yes or a no? I'm calling you that.
Can I say in Quarry? Don't know what you're saying. Quarry sounds like French.
I say in giant. What the fuck are you saying?
I say in draconic.
In Infernal, I start doing the alphabet.
In Abyssal, I say shut the fuck up.
Joke's on you. I understand Abyssal.
This shop attendant.
Actually, no, I understand Infernal. Not Abyssal. Silly me.
This shop attendant is looking not traumatized, but definitely surprised.
Sorry, got carried away.
Roll an insight check for me.
Well, 2 natural ones. I reroll natural ones.
No.
That's not that much better though. A 12.
That was a pretty rough set of rolls.
I'll say a 12 is enough to glean that she actually seems to understand most of the languages that you just spoken.
Whoa.
I look at her and I say in Giant, like, it seems that you're well versed in more than just a common tongue.
Oh, you know the common tongue.
The common tongue.
She kind of smiles, seems a bit embarrassed. Well, yeah, she's not speaking in Giant back to you. I kind of, I study a lot, so, you know, you learn a couple of languages and things like that.
I mean, from that insight check, did I gather that she understood all the languages that were being said?
Not all of them. Didn't understand Quarry.
Okay.
Do you know Draconic?
Seems so.
And Abyssal.
And Infernal.
That's crazy.
I mean, 1 or 2, 3, sure, but you knew some complex. From what I could gather, you were understanding some complex stuff that I have no idea what any of them said.
I'm just like, studying language is fun.
Yes.
You know, it would be ironic if
she
she didn't
seems-
know Gnomish.
What did you say?
Could
Cause
make it canon. She seems embarrassed that you picked up on it. She seems quite shy.
Oh. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I think it's quite impressive.
I
Honestly.
missed my days of stat game. It was good.
I say in Gnomish, do you
Well,
understand this?
Why do you know Gnomish?
You don't, or you do?
I do. I
Oh,
100% know Gnomish.
She
Well,
knows,
she is a gnome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I study the arcane at the Equinox. You kind of come across some interesting languages, and I have a particular focus.
Set of skills.
I think we're awful.
I have a very
She's a-
particular
she's a
focus for things
assassin.
that I don't know. I'd like to understand more, and well, some of these kinds of things come in handy, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, if it's I'm not one for learning. Literally, I got like magic powers, and that's how I can speak it. So, you know.
Well, I wish it was
It's-
easy as that for me.
Yeah.
I
It
like
kinda
mine
takes
through
a lot
hard
of
work.
time.
My teacher forced me to learn a language.
My parents forced me to learn Elven, which is not a fun language. There's too many like I don't know, too many like enunciations that are hard to pronounce.
I just start speaking Celestial.
What the hell, man?
It sounds angelic as fuck as well. I know.
So Celestial is actually more of a language of feeling. So it's
I guess you just get like a lot of a very somber vibe then from
They just-
Avalon.
yeah.
just do-
Avalon's evil right now.
It's whatever words you say and however you say them, the inflection changes, but it evokes a different feeling, and that's what gets you the meaning of the sentence across.
Abstract dance.
Yeah, I mean, it's just me kind of it's just me kind of go. It's my. I learned this one in Sunday school. It was cool.
I skipped Sunday school.
You didn't understand. It was in Celestial.
I kept going places where I didn't know the language.
And then you eventually just learn them?
Yeah.
Nice.
Requirement.
Just in response to Infernal, I'd be like, I learned also this in Sunday school.
Actually, no, that kind of makes sense.
He goes through these, just go.
Sorry, did you have more to say about giants? We got sidetracked a little bit.
Well,
that happens often.
I wouldn't be able to tell you now. You're kind of an interesting force to be hit with.
Could I have a question, actually, more specific for you, lady? I wanted to be clear, I wasn't talking to the DM, I was talking...
My name's Clementine.
Clementine. I don't have a good memory, and I will try to do my best to remember.
That's okay. People come past however they wish.
I appreciate that. So you mentioned that for the fire giant, we had to have it hit a specific area if we wanted to catch its essence in the jar. Like, I'm simplifying it a bit, I understand. But,
Well, you just have to have it to hit the jar's opening.
like, is it a sturdy jar? Do we have to be careful about...
It'd be an enchanted jar.
which is like we have to like be very careful about letting it take the full brunt of the hit versus just like scraping it.
I think that'd be a judgment call. Are you probably? Well, it might cost a bit more, but if you wanted me to enchant something like that for you, I could make it a bit more sturdy.
What's the damage on that? As in money, not when the fire giant.
What if someone was to take the jar and throw it on the ground?
What if there was a guy
What
and
about
he stands above the jar?
No.
What?
No.
Hey, if
No.
you don't
want to
know.
know.
No.
I'll ask Spider.
Well,
Google it. It's a good idea.
Definitely.
Let me live my life.
I'd say just
Am I
for
gonna link?
the
I'm not telling you what to do.
I'd say just for the regular jar with no additional enchantment, it'd probably be about 150 gold.
How much are we getting from the contract again?
We don't know yet. We're waiting for Wolfric
You
to tell us.
don't know. If you wanted to enchant the dragon,
This is
I
awful.
believe it was 200 gold, and then it was 300 for the enchantment.
Yeah, it was.
So
Is this jar
Talk about-
reusable?
500 worth.
yeah, I believe so. As long as you take the fire out.
Would
We
you,
could
would you-
sell the fire to other people too.
We could just farm this giant.
This is a business now.
I was going to say, Clement had mentioned that we could take it whilst they're sleeping, so you wouldn't have to kill them or anything. We would just have to get up to it
But-
quietly.
That requires being quiet.
I'm quiet.
I'm not.
Neither.
I got a cloak that will help you be quiet.
I'm quiet on my
With your
feet,
mouth.
not with my
Do we
mouth.
have someone that can make the jar levitate at the distance and could just like from a
Depends how
distance?
heavy the jar is.
But could we just have it float nearby and just kind of the fire?
How heavy is an average jar? Clementine?
Easy enough to live between some cheeks.
I would.
Sorry.
Would an owl be able to carry it?
God tests me constantly.
Hi.
Just a fire giant crushing it.
Is how a
I'd
jar
say it
fire-
depends on the size and the quality of the jar.
Can you make us a... Will the size of the jar change like the quality of fire that we'll be able to get in it, or is like
It'll
fire
change
is fire
the
is fire?
quantity of how much you can get.
So it's not like a single bit of fire, it's like mils of fire sort of thing.
Suppose so, yeah.
Okay.
If we could have a jar that is under 10 pounds, I would be able to have it levitate towards the fire giant. I would just have a hand.
I
It's just
should
this
be
fancy hand.
able to do that for you, if you want.
Once again, quiet on my feet, not with my mouth.
I'm worried that you would say something. You're like
I know I
looking at it.
said I wanted to kill them, but I wouldn't go in alone. I'm not that stupid.
That's the entire plan, is to send you in alone.
Yeah, I think
No, I wouldn't fight them alone.
it would be
okay.
safer to try from a distance in case the giant wakes
Yeah,
up. We're able
I
to.
would suggest just
If you drop the jar, though, this is why I was asking the question
If
before.
the jar is less than 10 pounds, it won't drop.
When is a jar not a jar, though?
I mean,
When it's a door.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
a jar can be a jar.
Do you have
I don't
any
remember
more
the joke.
questions for Clementine?
But
Let's
yes.
keep our focus.
Okay, hang on.
Yes.
So me as player spitballing. So the Pharaoh Cage are tunneling through Fire Giant territory to get Isek to
Yes.
potentially, my theory, use the material to get it infused and maybe use it as weapons for the war.
So they're
Or
Possibly.
or using tunneling through to make tunnels to access the Kingdom of Acheron and deal with the enemy threat much quicker. And the Fire Giants don't like that. Would it be I get that we need the flame for the dragon, but could there maybe also be a way we could
Cave the tunnel in?
not only that, but
Destroy a year of progress, potentially?
somehow make prevent a pseudo civil war between the Pharaoh Cage and the Fire Giants? Because I feel like if the Pharaoh Cage keep going through their territory, the Fire Giants are not gonna want.
We don't really have to do a whole lot. That's already happening.
But I also
like-
think it's sort of weird to consider like areas as your territory sort of thing. Like everyone's sort of just like muddled around for a long time.
Private property is theft.
But the Fire Giants, because the Fire Giants weren't doing anything, they were just living it up, and then the Pharaoh Cage just came through and just like, hey, we're gonna like cut through your shit and maybe take some of your shit along the way.
I mean, theoretically, we could mediate something, but
I
that would take talking
If
to
the Pharaoh
leaders.
Cage found out, like, if we were to go for the destructive route, if the Pharaoh Cage found out that it was us, any of our chances about getting anything to help
can
them
always
in
walk.
order
So,
to
but
get to
like,
Mendoza
we-
would be gone.
Yeah, that's what so we need to get favor from
I'm also
the-
saying this right.
but like
Hey,
we
Clementine, be chill.
We could
What?
frame the
Stop.
cave, the
cave?
cave caving in
Oh.
as the Fire Giant's fault. And then we don't get any bad blood with the higher ups.
but
The
we know-
Fire Giant issue is solved.
Yeah, what if we start a civil war?
No, but we need favor from the Pharaoh Cage.
That's
to
what
get,
I mean.
To get access to the teleportation, and if we want to get their favor, they're probably gonna go and ask us to deal with the Fire
So we
Giants.
pretend to deal with them, and then we pretend to cause the cave to.
We want to come back
Collapse.
here. You realize?
I was going to say, I suggest we maybe mediate an agreement between the two parties.
I like that.
I think that.
I like that.
You know what?
Abelard moment.
What do you think, Val?
I've nothing to add.
Wise.
I don't know if that is
Respect, Val. Respect.
That's my TED talk.
But yeah, I'm all for mediation and peaceful resolution.
Take notes to say that you could ask her about the Pharaoh Cage.
Not sure you can say something.
No, I was just checking if I'd.
Oh, okay.
Do you know which members of the Pharaoh Cage are the ones that you know particularly don't like the Fire Giants, and which ones are
Thanks, buddy.
a bit more chill?
Let me go through.
Oh, that's so mean.
What's me?
Leah just wrote down Clementine is nerd in all caps and underlined.
Damn.
I love Clementine. She's adorable.
Why do you hate me?
Clementine's adorable. I love her.
I don't know, I think she's creepy.
An adorable nerd.
There's nothing wrong with being a nerd. We're all nerds.
Thanks.
Look at us. We're
Thank
sitting
you.
around playing
That's true.
D&D.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
was
Speak
told
for yourself.
by Leah that I'm the biggest nerd at the table, so
No.
I'm taking it personally.
No!
No.
No.
I own a suit of medieval plate armor.
That's
Have a
more
suit of
nerdy.
chainmail.
We're all nerds. Anyway,
I'm the first.
to answer your question, well, I'd say the ones that have a vested interest in the railway, probably would be.
It's a railway?
Yeah.
That's cool. Sorry, Clementine, continue.
Oh, that's alright. I'd say probably the Kraglins and the Doombrints, but they're kind of. She seems a little bit uncomfortable and not sure how much to say.
Hey, Clementine, we're cool, by the way.
That just makes us seem less cool.
But
Okay.
I'm like putting his thumb up on me. Ooh.
Did you want me to turn the fire on, or?
No, we're cool. Wink.
Oh yeah, Wolfric told us you could give us information.
We're friends with
She-
Wolfric.
She
Oh,
seems
yeah, we should probably
visibly relaxed. There'd been a kind of tension. She was like really stressed and like, probably shouldn't say this. These weird people have come in and asked me all these
Could
questions.
I get the spelling of their family?
Yes.
Kraglins are Kraglin.
So I really need to pee. So
That's
sorry, I'm listening to
C-R-A-G-L-A-N, Cracklin.
Glin.
Kraglins and the Doomrins?
Doombrint.
Doombrins.
We've heard about them before.
Doombrint.
Who did we hear about the Doombrins from?
Doombrint, like T at the end.
Who was it that told us about the Doombrins?
Krugar knew about the Doombrints being the
Oh, yeah.
one of the Ferrocine members.
Hmm.
Who were last in charge when he'd been studying.
Oh yeah, sorry, probably should have mentioned that. Yeah, we're friends of Wolfric.
Oh, that's okay. She seems visibly relaxed now. Still a bit like
I pull out
Shy.
the glow stick and twist it and go like, look.
she.
What's that?
She definitely smiles at it.
Aw.
No,
Well,
I
well, to be honest with you, if you're friends of Wolfric's, and I assume I could probably say this, but the Kraglins and the Doombrins, they aren't the best to deal with. They kind of have a vested interest in the war specifically, and trying to push as many people towards the front as they can, and their current passage through the Dawn Vale, I think, is maybe a little bit, at least something to do with wanting to have an escape route of sorts, or to get into the Kingdom of Acheron in a different way, and to move material to the front line when they eventually get past the Onlock. But you gotta understand that, well, you're not supposed to know any of this. I have a bit of sensitive information that most people aren't privy to about the Pharaoh Cage.
Thanks for telling us.
Well, that's okay. Friends of Wolfric's are usually alright by me.
Okay, different idea. We don't try to mediate with the Pharaoh Cage and the Fire Giants because I feel like that's gonna be a much harder task. What if
Dilbert hates authority.
what? Then Dilbert will like this. What if we try to
Kill them? Sorry.
not the Fire Giants? What if we tried to get the Kraglins and the Doombrins out of power? We find
By
Are they
killing
in
them.
power right now, or is it a different family in power?
Well,
We don't actually know.
all of them are kind of in power. The current seat of the Pharaoh is, of course, the Kraglins.
Shit.
The Doombrins were just ousted not too long ago. But there's well, if you wanted to, I noticed that you mentioned you might be interested in. I think you mentioned Lundosa to her, or the teleportation circle or
Yes.
something. Well, there is a particular family that I do a bit of dealings with from time to time. They're not quite as bad. They're much more a favor system there. So if you do something for them, they might be interested in doing something for you as well. I don't know what their stance is on the whole fire giant situation, but well, I might be able to get you an audience with them if you wanted to.
That'd be great.
In
who's-
theory, how would we say get one house out of power and put a more favorable one in power without resorting to barbarism?
Oh, well, it doesn't really work like that here. It kind of takes you a little bit of time to get to be part of the Pharaoh Cage. There's only a specific set of clans that are part of it, and they rotate power within them.
So even if we assassinated one of them,
I wasn't going to kill.
Well,
another one
the
would
rest
just
of their
replace it.
the rest of their family would probably
It
take
wouldn't work.
power, but
I can't kill
you can
10
s-
people.
It'd be more like
you
10.
can certainly rig voting systems. I know sometimes they'll do that.
There's only 8 of us.
What?
I was meaning
Oh yeah.
you've killed Leah.
It's okay. It's okay.
I thought
Brain cells
that
have
was a
just
perfectly
evaporated.
reasonable Dilbert question.
It's okay. It's okay. They're there. They're
Well, the way it works is that essentially these kind of ruling families are usually from the older dynasties of dwarven rule within Runalorm, and typically they'll have established a certain control over each of its tiers. And well, from time to time they kind of rotate. A new one might emerge, but it's very, very rare, and it only ever happens over certain centuries. And Well, they only ever choose within the seat. They only ever choose the seat of the Pharaoh sign from within the Pharaoh cage, even though they say it's open to all citizens of Runalorm.
That seems, yeah.
The election is really only conducted from a certain pool of candidates.
It's more for
That's why they need to die.
It's more for a show to make the people think that they have their trust and that their vote actually counts. But really, it's just the Pharaoh cage for the Pharaoh cage.
So it's usually that well, the candidate kind of has to represent the values of Runalorm and have significant influence enough to uphold these particular values. So, well, I'd say it's probably a little bit rigged in itself anyway, but I could get you a meeting, I suppose, if that's something that you'd like.
With what family was it that you were talking about?
Well, typically I deal most with the runner kilns, but I've from time to time dealt with the iron lines as well. I'd say it's probably easier to go through runner kiln. That's RUNNAKILN.
I spelled that right. Hell yes. And the iron line?
Iron line, yeah.
Yeah.
All one word.
Oh, thank you. So they're the trusted families.
Well,
Trusted.
More so.
Yeah. Right.
I usually deal more with the runner kilns, but if you're looking specifically to get approval for the Pharaoh cage, well, it's possible that you could try the torments, but they're not nearly as simple to work with.
Okay.
Which family was the one that had more of a favor system where if we do something for them, they could do something for us in return?
Most of them, really. It's usually more likely that the runner kilns would be willing to work with favors, but the torments might be open to it. I just don't have as many dealings with them in particular.
You said torment?
Torment. So TORMANT.
So these families, are they better people than the other ones? I'm confused. Not from
Well, I
around
suppose that kind of depends on your definition of a good person.
Have you heard the term lesser evil before, Abelard?
I mean, kind of in books.
Well,
No.
well, that would be it.
Okay.
They're all bad, but there are some that are a lot less bad. You're not gonna find a perfectly good government.
Yeah.
Like I'm bad.
What?
What?
I mean,
You know.
Oh, Shimona.
A bad person, maybe. But
What?
oh,
You're not a bad person.
you're not a person.
Fair call. Well, then I'd say I'm a good kobold, but a bad person.
Because you're bad at being a person because you can't physically be a person.
I mean, you could physically be a person.
But yeah, a meeting maybe with the runner kiln. Runner kiln.
Gaslight.
I can't fucking pronounce that. Runner kiln. The runner kiln.
Yeah, you got it.
Maybe a meeting with them would greatly be appreciated.
What would we want out of this meeting exactly?
Access to a teleportation circle
To Lindosa.
to Lindosa. Okay, that's our favor, and then hopefully we can sort of do a small. I'm guessing it won't be a small favor, but I reckon we'll do a favor for them. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Otherwise, no deal.
You'll be owing
No
many
dice.
people a lot of things.
Yeah, I was thinking
Who
maybe we
else do
should
we
tie
have?
up some other business here.
I'll
Okay. Well, all
Yeah.
right.
Do you achieve us something?
Just out loud.
Sold.
Just spitball. Just spitball. We don't have to do anything right away.
That's what the owls sound like. You ever seen an owl?
Several.
Do you want to see more?
I'm okay, but
Please don't bring owls inside again.
Not inside.
get out.
An owl by the door. Oh.
She looks a bit concerned still.
But yeah, I wanted to, maybe see a bit more of the city. I hear the under archives are nice. We obviously need to find Jacques. Some point. So we need to
And we
think
got a
about.
few. And we do have a. Oh yeah, we do have
And
a few
then
jobs.
obviously
to do.
Wilfred wants to have a couple of jobs.
We have that thing. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll ask you later if you know what we're talking about.
Okay.
We have other things to do. We've got other things to do.
And not a lot of time to do it.
Busy boys.
I mean, we're not in a real rush. Are we?
All the books
I mean,
and
we're in a
stuff.
rush, but.
Yes.
It's nodding.
Oh.
We barely know where we are.
Me especially, I have no idea what's going on. You
Maybe
have so many
once
different forms of government.
We get our bearings. Do you think if we came back and asked if you would be able to try and get an audience with us, that would be something that you could do in the future?
Yeah, I'd probably need a bit of time to set it up.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
They don't really like to be bothered immediately, but I should warn you that if you do happen to have a meeting with them, you should probably say that you're at least associated with the Cat's Corner to some degree. Typically, we'll enchant things for several of the upper clans and families, arcane practitioners within Runalorm, but I use their teleportation quite regularly to go to the Equinox, so they probably let you use it if you. I don't know if my folks would be too happy with me just kind of giving out a name to get a meeting for.
Do you need like a delivery from Mendoza or something? We can go there, we can grab something and say, oh, it's for them, and then bring it back to you.
Well, I study in Mendoza. But I'll say I probably. She goes back to the tome that you'd seen her kind of looking through, kind of lifts up all of these things, seemingly looking for paper, kind of goes under and brings out another heavy tome. I don't need another delivery from Mendoza for maybe another month or so. I apologize, but I do go there frequently to study, to enchant things for other people, to acquire materials. Huh?
What do you study in Mendoza?
The arcane, planar systems. And she kind of creates just a simple enchantment that she applies to just a random space. I'll say one of the random kind of jars in the space. I'm a practitioner of enchantments and things like that. I'm not too bad at illusions as well, and kind of will create a minor illusion over to the side, just like you said, owls. Just a couple of owls kind of sitting gently on the shelves.
Whoa.
Just focusing on the plane a bit. Have there been any like disturbances or odd things that have occurred recently in the planes?
Oh, there are plenty of odd things that happen all the time.
Like, say, the being sucked away from one plane and suddenly dumped in this one? Just asking.
Totally not like that was me or anything. Like.
Not that I know of, but if you know something, I suppose I could have a look into it for you if you like.
I was kind of sucked out of Lorothia and dumped in a wheat field. I don't know why.
Oh.
Do you have any idea? but ways that would maybe happen.
Well, I could certainly look into it for you if you like. I've kind of been studying how to move between planes, but I'm not quite there yet.
How long do you reckon it'll be until you can?
Month?
She kind of looks a little bit disheartened. I don't know. I still need different materials, and I'm still working here, obviously. I mean, it might be a little bit of time. I've been working really hard at it.
From my own studies, planar transportation is extraordinarily complicated. Even the greatest of spellcasters in Dorothea struggle with it. At best, we know how to seal planar rifts, but we cannot. Traveling between the planes is very difficult. This is why why it is so difficult to understand how one like myself gets sucked from one plane into this one.
Well, I'd say you'd be dealing with quite a skilled magician of sorts, or at least someone who understands planar systems and how to move between one plane and another. But I mean, I suppose I've heard of some sort of devices that can do it as well. I've never seen one, of course.
That goes to a bad place, though.
I've only just got to be should be able to send messages between planes, and even that has a chance of failing.
Do you have a compass?
Uh,
Do you travel a lot?
The zoo.
I tried to.
Do you want a compass?
The tush top.
Do you want me to pay for it, or?
No. I take out my compass that's golden and shows the stars. I don't know. I just always feel like I know where I'm going, or I don't want to know where I'm going. So, do you want this? You're cool. Do you want a compass? It feels like it'd be useful to you. You travel a lot.
Yeah, I travel here and there.
I know you're a practitioner of like arcane stuff as well. So like maybe it's not. Maybe you already have something like this.
No, I would. That's
Yeah.
kind of you. I
Here you go.
appreciate it. She kind of takes it gingerly. This is beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Are you sure you don't? I mean, is there anything that I can?
No.
Do
A
for
friend of Wolfric's is a friend of mine.
You just said that to us.
Well, I wasn't listening that well at that time. I think I was not here.
Spaced out.
Right, well,
Phased
thank
into a
you.
different, planet.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I can't say it's every day that people give me a gift like that.
I hope it comes in useful. Okay, that's all from me. These guys probably want to talk some more. I go back to
She kind of looks down at the compass. Seems genuinely like touched. Like, she kind of places it gently down on the book.
Good job, Jay.
Maybe you can find your way to a different dimension with that.
Maybe you can find your way.
No. Says that fully, like, honestly being like well-hearted and spirited with that comment.
Genuinely, I think
She
maybe,
looks a little bit like upset again.
I like look at that. I'm like, a compass is.
Well,
It's meant to show you where to go, isn't it?
Kind of.
I suppose
I've
you
never
get
used one before.
enchanted for planar systems.
There you go. That'd be sick.
That would be very interesting.
There you go. I was right.
Shut up. I know everything. What are you guys talking about?
Sometimes I'm surprised that you found God. Oh, a God.
What? God?
One of them at least. Anyway.
Well, I guess. Do you need anything,
Does
or
want the jar?
Yeah. Do we need anything other? Do we need any other information from Clementine?
I want to double check the spell requirements for sending.
Yes. Does anybody need spell components or? I mean, Kruger will go up. Wait, well, I mean, this is a magic shop, right? What kind of Do you sell like just components like before, or do you sell like weapons,
No, I remember
armor?
them saying that there were like enchanted items that they sell here.
Ooh, oh yeah, that was a cool wand on the What kind of cool items have you got for sale?
Oh, it kind of depends on your idea of cool.
I
A
mean,
lot
it's
of them
all
I
cool, but-
enchant myself, but is there some particular thing that you're looking for? We do sell components and things like that if you're looking for that, or
Maybe something that will make it harder for me to be stabbed at. Can you have something like that?
Like a shield.
Because I get hit.
Armor.
Because I get hit a lot and it hurts, so less of that would be great.
If I get hit once, I'm dead.
The only reason I stay standing is because I'm a beefy boy.
My whole thing is that I'm
Also
supposed to get hit,
furry.
but I get hit anyway.
We're not doing this.
Yeah, we just did.
I was like, I can offer some protection as well if you need it.
But what if you
Say
want
what?
that?
What did you say?
I've got a spell that will give you some protection against the harm.
What do you?
You know,
If anyone tries to kill you, I'll scratch them with these.
Is he saying
Thank
sun protection?
some.
That's about as good as much as I can do.
I appreciate that.
I mean,
Sunscreen is
in
the
theory,
ultimate protection.
it could be a radiant thing that protects you.
I mean, that'd be great, but I'm looking for a more permanent thing, because I don't think you can do that forever.
Also, if I do that on you,
I,
I can't do other things.
Yeah.
I enchanted this ring not too long ago and kind of heads over to her, actually gestures towards you. She's a little bit, only like an inch or two taller than you.
Oh, so she's 2'7". Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
She's only an inch or two taller than you. She's quite short for a gnome. They're usually about 3 feet or so. She heads over to a glass case, and you can see a beautiful ring there that's got kind of a shimmering garnet in the center of what appears to be a kind of hexagonal set. And she kind of opens up the and pulls it out. It's kind of set onto a red velvet cushion. I enchanted this not too long ago. If you wear it, it'll give you a bit of extra difficulty to hit.
May I have a little look?
Sure.
I kind of just put it on just to see how it fits.
It kind of stretches around your finger to fit it perfectly.
Whoa, magic's so weird. How much for this little bad boy?
Well, it's pretty rare to come across. Usually we sell them for 1,500.
That's sweat. Yeah. What about the wolf freak discount?
What about 1 gold piece and a hug?
Oh, hugs.
I got 2 gold pieces. That's 3.
And a hug?
And 2 hugs.
Okay, no.
I don't know that I can. I don't think my folks would be very happy when they get back.
No,
and
that's okay.
I've given it away, but
You'd have to transfer the hugs as well, which would be confusing.
well, I hug them regularly.
Exactly. It'd be confusing to transfer the hugs from us as different from. It'd be a whole thing.
Right. Well, I mean, if you work with Wolfric, then you're probably okay at completing jobs and things like that. No?
No.
We'll come back for it.
In progress, but I think
If you have a task that we could do in exchange for that, I mean,
Well, it'd be a
Pretty big task.
we're gonna need to
Be a
complete a
pretty-
lot of jobs just
pretty
for this one and for
dangerous.
me. Yeah.
task. But it depends on where you go, and if you're interested in heading to some colder climates, I'm in need of a particular, I guess you could say, material from a beast. I needed to complete an enchantment, a commission for some of the Ferrocage members that come by and try to peruse our wares.
What beast is it from?
Remahars, have you ever heard of them?
What?
Oh, fuck. I know what that is.
It's like a great centipede lizard thing with fangs.
Would Dilbert know what it is? Do they live in the
What's it?
mountains?
Can I get the spelling? Grimmaha?
It's a Remaraze, I think, yeah.
Right.
I'm assuming that's a no.
And what part do you need from it?
I need its fang. These ones I think you'd probably be safe to kill if that's something that you're interested in, but I'm kind of stuck here minding the shop, and I can't really go out to...
Where would we get a Remores fang from?
Well,
I mean,
they're
apart from just like
typically in some of the colder environments. There's a village not too far from here called Gosa, or closer to Guildcrest if you'd like to travel a little bit further, but typically you can find them around that area.
Okay.
so Ghost is spelled G.
O-S-A.
Cool. Ghost and Guildcrest.
Remaraze is spelled R-E-M-O-R-H-A-Z.
Yeah.
Mispelling's good enough. I don't need. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Guildcrest.
I'm good.
Yeah, no.
But
Player knowledge, no.
Ghost and Guildcrest.
But you can sometimes find them. Generally, they'll be around the Sharpfrost Glades or around the Iron Set. Sometimes you might be able to even find them within the Crown World, but typically they prefer those cooler climates. But if you were to get the fang for me, I suppose I could let it go for, I say only 500. Depends on how many you bring back, of course.
So if we bring back a lot of fang, we could get it for free. It's like I don't know how many fangs it has. I've never seen one of these creatures.
They're pretty scary.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. I can't visit my usual supplier because I'm stuck here, and Lundos has been a little bit unreliable recently, so
Well, I appreciate the offer. If we come across one, we'll certainly get them for you. I think it's a bit too much for me. Thank you.
Wouldn't we
I
need
apologize.
access to the
No,
teleportation circle before we did a job like that anyway?
Now we could walk.
you could walk there.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's not on the other side of the Dawnvale.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of within the Dawnvale, if that makes
Mm.
sense. Like there are some flatter parts to the Dawnvale, so you gather that you'd have to.
I'll say this as a player. I'd rather fight a fire giant than one of those things.
I've heard of them, but I've never looked at their stat block before.
They're fucked.
Yay.
Yeah, that's
Maybe another time.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll just like generally peruse and see what other like items like she's got on like displays or stalls.
There's plenty
and
of
stuff.
potions of different types here.
Smithing.
A lot of different rings and things like that. You probably wouldn't find any smithing materials here that aren't enchanted and probably cost a little bit more.
I imagine whilst they're perusing, they'll probably just be like excitedly conversing about like Clementine studies and all that.
Sure. Yeah, she tells you that she's a student at the Equinox in Lundosa. She specifically works with. She's trying to perfect being able to transport between planes, and to even kind of create pocket dimensions in planes.
Whilst conversing about this, I mean, we've encountered a we've encountered a few places where like where nameless few are kind of their like pocket dimensions are shattered. Would there be one of them around here?
You mean the portal to another plane, or?
Well, not a portal, but something that keeps them trapped in their planes. I'm just interested because I know that a while back we were going in just near Downs. We were in a temple dedicated to Volg, which had some weird demons that was eating people, and I really don't want to deal with that again.
Well,
It's not
I've
named.
heard that on the top side, kind of near the overhang, there's a kind of ruined temple of sorts. And I think they might have, well, it's kind of kept under wraps, the exact location. You might have to do some more digging, but I believe it was the site where Sul actually shackled one of the Nameless Few's planes there as like a hole.
So,
Don't worry about that.
above the mountain in a place called the Overhang. So if we go out of Rummelum, and I assume it's...
So the June, you can roll a history check for me.
Yes, please.
You can roll one as well if you like. You also be probably at disadvantage though.
Oh, wonderful.
You
Would I,
give
be
it
able
a shot.
would I be able to roll one with disadvantage or no?
Can
You
I...
can just you can roll one.
I'm
if you
gonna
like.
have fat guidance on that, because God knows I can do with it.
Nope. Can't re-roll twos.
No, that's a
That's
2.
Roll with this one.
Oh.
That's 4. 4. Actually, no, it'll be 7.
No idea.
Well, you're glad I'm here, because that's an 8.
Nice.
None of you guys really know exactly what the overhang is.
Ah.
I don't remember.
Well, because you mentioned that there's one top side.
Yeah.
And I assume that means...
Is the overhang in the Pharaoh cage? We're not
Kind of.
we're not locals.
It's kind of a dock of sorts that they
Quack.
dock.
Ah.
A dock of sorts that they will use some of these flying ships from the Cardinal Triad and from Iran to kind of find their way there and kind of deposit their cargo or to send out scouting missions and things like that. It's kind of the escape from run along from going back through the Kazakhstan Pass and through the Crimald again. If you're not going to take a teleportation circle, of course. I mean, I've only heard of it. I haven't been willing enough to go out into the upper peaks of the Dawn Vale and kind of make my way to look at any of the planar shackles themselves. But I've heard about it, and it seems to be quite perilous and designed to kind of deter individuals from going there themselves. But I suppose you could give it a shot if you're really interested in planes.
That'd be cool.
planes. Planar travel's so cool.
I think we should do it. That sounds like a great.
Yeah, it sounds like such a fun activity.
I think we'd bond.
I think it'd be like trauma bonding.
Trauma.
I think just regular bonding.
Yeah.
I would rather not be a traumatizing event.
No trauma, please.
Too late.
I've had enough of those events recently.
And out of character, is Clementine the one we meant to see about the contact for Val as well?
No,
No.
that's Ichabod.
Ichabod.
And Ichabod is in the
Resonance.
the
The
resonance.
resonance
store.
Thank you.
Ichabod also may have info on breaking the blood contract that these guys made.
I don't want to break it.
Some of us do.
Dill was beginning to be a bit over it. The novelty of it is worn off.
that wore off very quickly.
I'm just gonna trade out my blood to a ton of people so that everyone's gonna fight amongst themselves for me.
It's
That's not how it works.
Yeah, it's
Then
like,
any
it's
of
like
them
swear-
can kill you.
Yeah, it's like swearing yourself to a bunch of deities and demons. It's just like when you die, well, who gets your soul? They gotta fight over it.
It's like, aw,
Fight.
over me? Love me? Okay.
Is there any spell components or anything we need before we bounce? I think we've got a lot of the info we need.
Yeah, I think we're grand. Thank you.
Spellcasters,
I think
are you all
that's-
set?
I don't get
Yeah, I
good
got.
spells
Thank you.
yet.
Sending doesn't have a cost to it.
Oh.
It's just a piece of copper wire.
Mr. Artificier, do you need spell
I don't
components?
think so. I think the pearl
Do
was
you need component?
the only thing I needed.
Not a high enough.
Mr. Druid, do you need spell components?
I mean, I think druids use spell components.
They would. They would.
They
Some
would.
depends on the spell.
No idea.
Yeah.
Click on your spell, it tells you what you need. So if any spells that you really like to want to cast, especially like all the utility ones, like the
Like
resurrection spells and
moonbeam.
stuff.
Oh, wait, you wouldn't have to move beams.
The druids get druids don't get rid of
Do
fire.
I have
Nah.
Only
Druids
only
don't.
wildfires do.
They get I think they get resurrection.
They get they get reincarnation.
They do. Reincarnation's a fun one. It's the one that like you reroll
Yeah.
your
Would
race.
you
and
love
then-
Wait,
me if I was
Do
a
druids just have all their spells?
That would be me in reincarnation.
Level 9, true polymorph. Would you love me if I was a worm?
Yes, I think.
But
Turns into a giant purple
Yeah,
worm.
it's one of the Dune things.
I think there is a stat
Oh.
block for it. But the giant purple worms
A
are.
big one.
The arrival of
big.
Shadowwood.
Would you love me if I was a worm?
I wonder what you would. I wonder what we would all come
Tremors.
back as if we all got like reincarnated.
A worm.
No, I mean in D&D.
A worm.
We all come back as worms though. Same like squad. Just
Very different, like.
Would each of us have their own Timothy Chalamet writing us or no?
Oh.
Yes.
I don't know if I'd want Timothy Chalamet.
No, I'd want Zendaya. Right.
Or what about the old dude? Facts.
I'm
I
not,
love
I'm not
old
gonna
man
finish
writing.
that sentence.
I know what you're thinking, and facts.
Everybody else okay? Val, do you need any components or anything?
I'm just learning about components.
Ah, yes.
Well,
That chestnut.
she's always here if you need
That's true.
to come back to her.
Well, Clementine,
Um,
it was very nice to properly meet you.
Well, it was a pleasure as well.
Oh, we're the named, by the way, in case you're ever wondering.
Catch you another, Clementine.
Why do you keep saying
Right.
Because that's the group name.
Kruger, roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh,
The
me.
named many.
Just
What?
a straight
Oh.
persuasion.
Somehow I have a +5 to this.
Hmm.
17
Nice.
plus 5,
Nice.
22.
She, as you turn to go, she kind of just very gently grabs your wrist.
Eh?
I feel a little bit bad about the whole ring thing, and if you mean to go to that temple to study the shackle, I don't exactly want you to go alone. And she kind of heads over to where you'd seen some of the potions before.
Uh-huh.
And she takes down a case, and she kind of opens it. She spins it around. This is kind of a basic kit that we sell. It has 2 potions of healing in it, and you can see one that she pulls out that has a kind of a strange blue liquid within it that seems a little bit thicker
Uh-huh.
than the potion of healing.
Uh-huh.
This is kind of a potion of defense, so to speak. If you drink it, it'll make it a bit harder to hit you for about a minute or so.
Okay, that's cool. How much do you want for that? Or is there anything can we get from like that place that you would want when we go exploring?
Oh well, there are plenty of things that I'm looking for, but they all seem a little bit too dangerous for you all to get now. So I'm not really supposed to sell them for this much of a discount, but do you have 50 gold?
If you've got 48 gold, you can have 50.
You could also just.
Yeah. Abelard, Nadria,
What?
can I have 50 gold?
For
Please?
Uh,
Healing potions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was
that
for the
seems
ring.
like a good investment actually. And then
Yeah.
I'll pull out like 50 gold pieces.
I also pull out 50 gold pieces.
I take Nadria's.
Abelard puts it back.
I'm the winner.
Okay.
She takes the money from you and
Congratulations, you lost 50
passes
gold.
over this case with the
bleed
3
blood.
vials in it. So you have 2 potions of healing,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 potion of defense, which I think
Sweet.
I don't know if I've created it yet, but
Just regular potions of healing?
yes,
Awesome.
the other ones would be a bit more expensive.
Oh,
She just rizzed Krugar up. For real.
She passes it over to you.
Krugar got that riz.
Well, I don't think
No,
you have
no,
the riz,
Krugar
right?
has no riz. Clem rizzed you.
That's the... Yeah, facts.
She
100%.
she passes it over.
Kruger got bitches.
Well,
Kinda got.
good
no.
luck.
Yeah, facts.
Good luck to all of you. If there's anything that I can do, feel free to come on back. Or if you're an experienced arcane practitioner, perhaps you can send me a message or anything. If there's immediate information I can offer you about planes or anything.
Well, my friend over there with the mask, he can 100% do that.
What can I do?
Send messages.
Sure. What message do you
If-
do? It?
What Clementine just said. If we
Oh,
get-
I just said if you were too far away and you needed immediate information about maybe what you're looking for or about planes and things like that, I can certainly help you if you can send messages. Obviously,
Okay. I'm just like, I will prepare that spell send for tomorrow.
well, I'll see what I can do about getting you a meeting, and I can give you some more information about that when I've set it up, but they might be able to help you more at the Ferro Cage, for sure.
Thank you,
Oh,
Clementine.
of course. That's okay. I guess I'll be seeing you around.
Yeah.
Yes.
See you another Clementine.
Hi.
I said it before, but you didn't hear, so.
Ah.
If I could banish you, I would.
I'll say it again.
That was bad. Even on my standards.
Bad
She
good, right?
still looks
Yeah,
really like
Yeah.
put off by a lot of you and kind of just heads back around, looks at the compass again, and kind of just gently puts it to the side and goes back to reading as you guys exit the shop.
Really enough to make her hate the compass?
She's not looking at it in disgust or anything.
Oh,
She
okay.
seems genuinely touched by it and surprised.
I
You
thought she was like
gave her the
Clementine.
compass. You gave her the compass, and then she flirted with Krugar anyway.
Sorry, I don't give people gifts so I can sleep with them. Dilbert, that's really disrespectful.
As we're exiting
With
the
Do
You
with the
think that-
virgin.
As we're exiting the store, I just want to quickly like pull June aside and be like, don't
What?
fucking mention Chief in front of people because people don't like him.
Clementine was cool.
I like Kiva.
Was she?
Yeah.
Did you make sure that she was cool?
Yeah. Do you remember
Did
at the
she tell
beginning?
you that she was cool?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Remember
that?
when we said we're cool?
Yeah, we
Like
did the
if
whole
someone
thing.
says they're cool.
I winked.
Then they're cool.
I winked.
I have mixed feelings with Chiva. However,
Now he's talking about Chiva.
we have a good lead.
I'll respect it for next time.
Yeah, because some people might not be as cool with that, and it could become a disaster.
Yeah.
And that would be your fault.
It's important to show one's own opinions when taking feedback. So yeah, I acknowledge and accept your feedback.
Okay, I will say as you guys are exiting the store having this conversation, I think that's a pretty good place for us to leave off tonight's session.
More,
What else?
please.
Sorry.
That was very loud.
Louder than mine.
Thank you all very much for joining us. Did you guys have fun?
I want more.
Yes. More.
It's 12 o'clock,
Hell
it's
yeah.
bedtime.
No, it's not.
Oh, dude.
Bedtime for some
I'm
of us.
very
I'm
tired.
still up until like 3
Yeah, me too.
after D&D.
Why are there not
Um,
potions of just basic healing on the item page?
How would one
potion
create
of
a car bomb in this world?
There's the potion of
Asking
greater
her
healing, which is
Um,
which is 44 plus 4.
Anyway, we had a lot of fun tonight. We hope you guys did as well.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us. It is always a pleasure and never a chore to DM for you all. Though sometimes they make it a chore. Only joking. Only joking. We hope you guys had as much fun as we did watching along, and we will see you guys in the next little bit for our next session, where we'll pick up some of these leads and see where we go from there.
We're gonna fall off a cliff next session.
Yeah, you can.
We're all gonna die.
You can skydive out of the overhang. We'll see how it goes.
No parachutes. I don't need one. I have zone of truth.
Ah.
Ooh.
The wind will tell me the truth.
The wind will let me know if I'm
The
gonna die.
wind shall
Yes.
Yes, you will die.
Actually,
Okay.
we could attempt it. I fell off.
That didn't-
Okay,
I have
we're
protection from the god of
gonna
death by
leave you
midday.
guys there. Thank you all so much for joining us. Much love to you all, and we will see you guys in the next little bit. Goodbye for now.
Bye.